All right, guys, hello and welcome. We are casting the first set in the round of 16 of the Blue Carbon Cup. This is some kind of ecology awareness tournament that a friend of mine, Youpudding, is hosting. Everybody gets these spirit animals, if you will, an animal that they're going to represent in the Blue Carbon Cup. Now, apparently, this is not like a domination of the animal. So I checked with Coyote22, and he confirmed that the animal that wins the Blue Carbon Cup is not going to get exclusive rights to all of the tropical areas that it lives. So, for instance, if Acro17 wins, it doesn't mean that all of the other species on the island will be eradicated, so that only horned ghost crabs can live on tropical islands. It's just for fun. So in today's match, we have Acro17 versus Youpudding. It's a German player versus a Taiwanese player, I believe. Both of these players are about 2.1K, I think. Let me check actually here. I've got it. Youpudding is almost 2.2K, I guess. His highest ever rating is 2.2K. And Acro17 is, yeah, 2176. So both of these players are pretty much right next to each other on the ranked ladder. Acro17 being number 158 and Youpudding being number 161. So these guys are worthy opponents to each other, and this is kind of why we decided to just do round of 16 and up, because we kind of had two different groups of people sign up for this. We had the 13 to 14 and maybe the odd 1500 sign up from a lot of them from the alchemy community and or friends of it. And then we had like the people sign up who were actually serious about like, okay, yeah, I can win this. So at this point, we've kind of gotten to the round of 16 where the elos are going to be a little bit closer and the matches should be much more competitive. So these guys are doing a best of three, and I guess we'll get right into it here. They are playing their first map. I believe it's a discard system. So the first map in their best of three set is on Moria by the Mad Catter. So we'll go ahead and unpause here and we'll cast the game and we'll see what's happening. Looks like Acro17 is going forward very early. He's got a Mongolian scout with some extra vision. He should be able to avoid that town center okay, and he does. I think he's maybe looking for some laming opportunities, perhaps. It's really the only reason why people go forward this early. He does not find this boar, though. What's he doing? Is he just trying to... Takes a little bit of damage there. So he's got good control over his scout. Maybe he was looking for the boar to try to lame the boar in, but it's dangerous because his opponent's scout is nearby. So this map, Moria, I get why the map is designed like this. I don't think I agree with it though. I don't think it's the right thing to do. But I understand the stylistic choice of having stone on a hill in the middle of a very small body of land. Basically, if you get eliminated from this body of land, there's nowhere else for you to go, right? You must fight over this. Oh, Youpudding is bringing in Acro17's board. We got a lame attempt here. Let's see if he can save it. As these players are dancing their scouts back and forth, I think that this is going to succeed, actually. I think somebody's going to give up. And I think it's going to be blue. Oh, nope, nope, nope. Look at this. He saves it. Wow. That was like, that went on for a long time. It was like an eternity pass. We were watching them micro their scouts back and forth. Meanwhile, I'm sure that they have next to no idle town center time. Their average town center idle time from that is 2 seconds. For me, I would have had to be there the whole time clicking back and forth. That was impressive. So now Acro17 is he's nervous. He's going to bring in both of his boars at the same time, and who could blame him? But anyway, back to the map. If you somehow manage to get a castle up here, you know, it would be really hard for your opponent to do anything about it. Um, I mean, I guess the relics are on this outer ring here, but you can't really build out here. There's too many ponds. You could build mills to take fish, but it's not like you're building town centers or universities or, you know, any significant concentration of military production buildings. I guess you could build lots of docks. Now these sea towers are capturable. I'm not really sure how that works. They don't act as good protection. If there were some way of making it so that the sea towers would not be converted while you had units garrisoned inside of them, that would be a pretty important feature, I think. The scout fight here, Youpudding's scout has less health than Acro17's because he attempted a lane. So you can wall in your starting space here, but it looks like there's not, the gold is all pretty far away. So you have to try to wall in some gold. But I think that this map is designed to be very aggressive, very quick. The thing that I do like about this map is because the land mass is so small and because the land in the center is so vital, if you invest resources into making ships to try to harass what your opponent is doing out here, or harass the backside of your opponent's base, it could very well result in you not having the resources to advance in the front, or maybe even giving up lots of ground up there. And so I do respect that. I don't think the merits or detractions of this map are obvious. I think that there's good reasons for the design being the way that it is. I'm just very, very cautious about having a big, you know, one hill of stone and your opponent gets a castle drop and you're dead. But the thing is that situation may simply not arise. It just may not be possible to go relatively fastish castle. If you do, it's very possible your opponent will kill you before then. So we got a forward barracks here from Acro17. He is playing as the Japanese. I definitely like Japanese a lot better on this map. I think if Acro wants to make anything happen, he's got to make it happen pretty soon. Because the Mongols get the hunting bonus, they get the food in faster, maybe do some kind of devastating scouts rush, but to me this map screams Japanese. Maybe not screams Japanese, but the map is so small and like claustrophobic that it feels to me like scouts are not really the play. I think pikemen can pretty much get anywhere that scouts want to be relatively quickly. And when you've got confined spaces like this, Acro17 has a forward villager. What is going on with that? When you have combined spaces and you're able to force fights in certain locations, the civilization that's better at the pike siege push or whatever is always going to be the one that wins in the end. So it looks like we're going to do a 2 militia. What is this? 2 militia? No, 3. Okay, 3 militia. Is he going man-at-arms? Doesn't look like it. Although he does have 3 on gold somewhere. Yeah, nope. He's got 2 on gold right there. He might be going man-at-arms, but he's donating health. There it is. Yeah, you don't want to donate militia health before that man-at-arms upgrade comes in. I think he just used the opportunity to kill the scout. Japanese man-at-arms are very dangerous. They attack so fast. It's very bad for villagers. Oh, Acro has made a galley. I would try to unite these man-at-arms, though. I think it's okay. Is he going to lose this one? Yeah, he loses it to the galley fire. And Acro going archers here. I really like Youpudding's plan here, Japanese. I think man-at-arms towers are a good choice for this map. If you can secure the stone in the middle, then you can pretty much guarantee that you'll be able to build towers for a while. This tower is out of range of the town center, so I think he's gonna pay for that. There are a ton of villagers here, though. I'm not sure what's gonna happen, honestly. It looks like he's just gonna let this tower go up. Where are these man-at-arms going? If he's looking for easy kills, he's not gonna get them. Acro has a ton of warning before anybody gets over here. And maybe these archers just kite these man-at-arms and villagers, and this man-at-arms plus towers rush does nothing. I guess he's fighting this off over here too at the same time. But I honestly don't know. I don't know. So we have an archery range now. for Youpudding. I mean, the good news for Youpudding is he is keeping Acro17 on the defensive for now. And Acro... What in the world? Why is he going over here to take gold? That doesn't make any sense at all. He already has a mining camp here, and he's got... And this mining camp is further away from the coast, so if he ever lost water control, it'd be less likely he'd have to abandon his gold mine if he mined it here. Does he... I don't know, maybe he feels that this gold mine... Oh, okay, there we go, tower. That's a good reason. That is a good reason. So he has to relocate his gold to up here, and I think that's why Youpudding was hanging around here so much. It's because he wanted to prevent Acro from taking gold. So we got another tower coming up here. We have more Japanese man-at-arms. Looks like he made another one. And he's making some skirmishers now to deal with the archers. And the purpose of this tower is to deny the berries. Okay, does anybody have fletching yet? Nope. And no. They're fighting and they don't even have fletching yet. That gives you an idea of how aggressive this map is. Youpudding is housed. Youpudding, okay. He's got a big, seems to have a big advantage over Acro. He's got a military advantage and he has a villager advantage. Youpudding has more Idletown center time though. But Acro has gotten 4 economy kills. I think that has to do with the fish. I think it's basically all about the fish. That's the population discrepancy, because I haven't seen any villagers go down. Except this one right here. But that... No, wait. That's a skirmisher. Never mind. Yeah, I haven't seen any villagers go down. It seems that Youpudding has a pretty comfortable tower rush here. He tried to get another tower up on this gold. But Acro is paying attention. And these villagers are just charging the skirmishers. There's so many villagers that you actually can fight, given the numbering. You know what he needs to do? He needs to pull back and he needs to wall these guys in. Wouldn't that be funny? I don't think that's going to happen though. He's trying to micro the weak villagers back. Another man-at-arms shows up here. These villagers chasing the skirmishers now. We've got 15 villagers involved in this fight against like 5 military. I think a villager's going to go down here. Yes, she does go down. Okay, but he's able to kill that man-at-arms. And now he wants to shank this tower down, but another man-at-arms shows up. And what's going on here? I think Youpudding is trying to unite his army, perhaps. There are 12 villagers following this. So, you know, Youpudding does not have to finish this tower. All that he has to do is prevent Acro17 from taking gold. Whether that's having an active tower up here, and it looks like, oh, Youpudding is trying to solidify his hold here. I don't know that I agree with Acro17 fighting this, but he also doesn't want to give up his wood line, right? And if he loses this, then this is going to be his only wood line here. And I think this game will be over pretty soon. Just because it's such an aggressive and snowbally map. So, yeah, so anyway, like I was saying, this tower doesn't have to go up. All that has to happen is Youpudding has to prevent Acro from taking gold. Whether that's having a big chain of villagers chasing something, or like villagers fighting man-at-arms and skirmishers. That's all he needs. So we see that Acro has got 8 on gold now. I guess he's trying to catch up. Without gold, Acro cannot make archers. And without archers, Acro can't really fight man-at-arms. I guess he's got some scouts here. And he wants to batter down that tower. Now they're going to have a little brawl here. We've got a spearman, some villagers. Okay, I think that blue is actually going to come out on top here. Just got more stuff. I'm wondering why Youpudding took his foot off the gas. Okay, here comes another Japanese man-at-arm. That will help. And Youpudding losing a villager. And now they're taking a fight here. And this tower is able to shoot at these villagers and kill some villagers. Oh, these villagers are all very weak. Acro needs to get out of there. I think he's going to lose all of these villagers. Yeah. And Acro calls the GG. So Youpudding is victorious. That was a very, very aggressive fight. Game ended in Feudal Age. I would be shocked if this map ended, if anybody ever played till Imperial Age on this map. I mean, I guess maybe it's kind of like Socotra. And I guess Socotra could sort of get to Imperial Age, but this is even more aggressive than Socotra. So, GG. Lots of idle town center time for both players. Very aggressive, packed with action. Let's take a look at the next replay. So we want game 2. And I think game 2 is Aguaje Swamp, if I remember correctly. And that will be Acro17's, yeah, game 2 right here. That will be Acro17's home map. It doesn't actually say. Yeah, oh well. Let's go and check it out. It's actually, I gotta correct this. I gotta correct the best of. It's a best of 3. New caster here. All right, it's a best of 3. There we go. And let's come back down here. Maybe up here. Replays. I guess we'll just hope that this is... Ah, here it is. Okay, yep, game 2. So we got it. We're going to start watching, and we will update the scoreboard here for these players. This is a much more comfortable map. It makes sense to me that this map is a home map, and it also makes sense that Maria was the... Well, actually, that doesn't make as much sense. Maybe they were like, oh, you know, I'll get the early advantage on Maria. So Aguaje Swamp makes a lot of sense for a home map, though, because you can potentially have some pretty big wood lines, and you can potentially wall your base well enough, I think. You have enough resources within these walls. So the whole thing about Youpudding winning the first match here. The whole thing about this map is that you can't build docks, but you start with a dock within this swamp, and you can make fishing ships from that dock, or, you know, any type of ship, I suppose. And there are convertible fish traps. They are indestructible, but you can convert them. So you could go Navy, but it's not as overpowered. Everything about this Blue Carbon Cup is there to basically showcase lots of hybrid maps with water on them, but also nerfing the water opportunities so that there's variety in the strategies. It's not just whoever wins water wins the game. And in this case, their way of doing that is to make it so that you can only build from one dock that has 10,000 HP. So we're going to keep an eye on this. We got 2 boars right next to each other here, which is interesting. I wonder if Acro will do a double boar lure. He has built 2 houses sort of right next to each other. I'm wondering if he's playing as the Japanese now. And Youpudding is playing as the Magyar. So the civs here, there's no civ draft. It's just hidden pick and no repeat. So you cannot repeat a civilization that you have played, but somebody else can play a civilization that you have played previously in the set. Youpudding is bringing his other boar in here. Uh-oh, fishing ship is under attack. Yeah, okay, the scouts are fighting. Whacking away at each other. I don't know who's going to win here. Okay, looks like Acro17 gets the win, and then he's able to just harass fishing ships. Oof, that's annoying. So short of sending a villager forward, there's not really much that Youpudding can do about this except try to micro his fishing ship away. But it's annoying because you'll start with effectively at least 1 fewer fishing ship than your opponent, assuming that you both make the same number. Acro is really fishing heavily here, and it makes sense. Japanese fishing ships have extra health, and I believe that they also work faster too. Yeah, look at that. They have twice the health, which is kind of a neat bonus. I think Japanese are highly underrated Civ. They're a fantastic Civ, actually, in my opinion. I don't know that I think that Acro should really be trying to prioritize building a wall off here. I don't know what his plan is. You know, why are we building a random house in the back of our base when we could be building something up here, trying to form like a little partial wall? But what do I know? I'm just some pleb 1400 player right now. And these guys are upwards of 2K. So we'll see what happens. Acro has got 24 villagers now, and he's okay. He is on his way up to the next stage. So what? No, he's not actually. He's making another villager. Yeah. Oh, this is the resource progress. Okay. Well, Youpudding is obviously going scouts. I think 22 pop. It's going to the feudal age now. Pretty sure it's going to be scouts. He hasn't gone over to gold at all or anything. He's got 5 on wood now. So maybe it's some kind of double stable scouts build, or like really fast armor and bloodlines, maybe? I don't know. I think he's going scouts though. I think that would make a lot of sense. It's Megagar's. And he could really like ravage these fishing ships. Like, what's Acro17 going to do if these fishing ships get scout rushed? Is he going to try to wall them in somehow? I don't think you can wall this in here. This ship is still getting chased around. Yeah, so Acro going up to the feudal age now on 26 pop. 3 villagers on gold. This looks like a fast castle to me. He's just going to fish boom. He's going to get as much fish out of the center as possible. Maybe he figures his opponent is going to do some feudal age aggression and attack his fishing ships, and he'll lose them, so he's just going to try to get as much as possible out. He does have a barracks, though. But he's still going up 27 pop, you know? Maybe he built the barracks just because he's figuring a scout rush, so he needs to be able to make spearmen, and he's got a little extra wood, so he's got 2 villagers forward here. These guys are loitering, waiting to throw down a market, maybe. No, a stable. So we're going to see mirror scouts, I think. There's a stable for Youpudding as well. These players surprise me. Or maybe he's going to do like stable blacksmith. And then he's going to get into Japanese knights. Nobody ever expects Japanese knights. What is this? This is another stable. Oh no, okay. So we're going to see double stable scouts from Acro, who's got a ton of fishing ships to support it. Although he's not going to have them for very long if this fire ship keeps ravaging. But Japanese fishing ships are very tanky, so he does have that margin of error there. So it seems like they're kind of doing the same thing. I guess Youpudding still has the advantage of forging on his scouts, but if he's outnumbered 2 to 1, that's not going to matter. Okay, so we got some fire ships. Looks like Acro did make a fire ship to defend his fishing economy. Okay, we got the quick walls coming up for Youpudding. Keep his gold miners safe. I'm not sure why he doesn't take this gold over here. I mean, it'd be easier to secure kind of this pocket of the map. But whatever. Whatever. What do I know? Okay, so we're getting a scout rush of fishing ships. And this is actually Acro scout rushing Youpudding's fishing ships. We got a spearman coming forward. Maybe somebody will end up making a demolition ship. Spearman goes down. And we got scouts fighting fire ships, you guys. Who would have thunk? I thought for sure that Youpudding would be all over this, but maybe he just doesn't have the food. That could be the possibility, right? That Youpudding just doesn't have the food to pump out the scouts he needs to contest this. So he's kind of given up and he's just small-walled his stuff. He knows that Acro is heavily invested in scouts, and in order to get at these villagers behind the small walls, Acro would have to tech switch into a ranged unit. Acro throwing down the farms. So maybe he's going to go Castle Age soon. He's stopped making scouts. He's not going to get any damage in with scouts specifically, unless he gets lucky with a villager pick off on some of these farms or something. The thing I like about this map is the wood lines are quite large, so it's not so much that this is all wood either, but if you chop through here, you kind of have like a second chance, you know? There's a safety barrier on the other side, because you're chopping through to sort of a hollow wood line. So it looks like, oh, no. False alarm. These Japanese scouts looking for trouble. Eco KD, Acro has killed 5. I believe that's all fishing ships. Youpudding has lost 6. So he probably had a boar or maybe a wolf or something attack something. Scout raid. Market coming up. This will allow Acro to correct his economy imbalance and potentially click up faster. These scouts are coming back. What is this? Oh, okay. There's a fire ship and a scout raid on the fishing ships here. So Youpudding was saving up for something like this. But these Japanese fishing ships are so tanky. Japanese are a great choice for this map. It's very hard to kill their fishing economy. We got another scout over here, and what's this? What's this other? Oh, I guess this is an orange dot. It's a brown dot for the Jaguar. And he's still making scouts. I'm not really sure why Youpudding is making scouts here. I think he's better off going up to the Castle Age. It's easy to say that because we're omnipotent, we can see the entire map. But it's just like Acro still has enough units that he can still fight this. And even if he didn't want to fight it for a while, the fishing ships have so much health and he has so many of them. I don't know what a scout or two, what difference that's going to make. Acro making some fire galleys. Fire galleys can be a good choice too because they don't require food. They can still fight everything that wants to attack your fishing ships. And because they don't require food, they won't slow down your Castle Age as much. It's why you can get decent Castle Age times with archer builds. Acro17 is on his way up to the Castle Age now. And Youpudding is nowhere close. It looks like he's now going double stable scouts. But it took him long enough to get there. I guess maybe the Japanese got more scouts out faster, and that kind of caught him off guard. These spearmen actually do a lot of bonus damage against ships. And they get the extra attack. Or the attack is free, rather, because Magyars. So he's actually doing a good job of clearing all this stuff out. The only thing is, it basically cost him Castle Age. All of those scouts, all of those spearmen, the odd fire ships that were mixed in here. And now Acro's going to get Castle Age, and Youpudding is going to be nervous. So Youpudding has got to hope that he is able to do damage here to slow his opponent down. His opponent's going to have a really big advantage soon. We see any knights coming out? Yeah, here they are. I was just thinking, here come the knights. And Youpudding has to probably not fight that. Knights win pretty decisively against scouts. They have more health, more attack, more armor, more melee armor anyway. The same pierce armor. 10 attack versus... come here. 6 total. Yeah, 10 versus 5 base, I guess. So Youpudding is saving up food, and he's going to be able to click up soon himself. Just needs to maybe sell a little bit of wood, although I don't think he has a market. But the knights are... It's not going to take Acro long to send these knights over to Youpudding's base and cause trouble. Now, Youpudding is on his way up to the castle age. Can he buy himself enough time? He's going to see these knights come in. Acro converting these turkeys, but I don't think he's going to take them. And he's going to come in right through this hole unless... Oh, what are you doing? I guess this... Does this have... No, it does not. It did not. Wow. That's lucky. Acro could have totally walked in here. So we have repairs going on the palisades. And if I were Youpudding, I would be massing up lots of pikemen, or lots of spearmen right now. Repairing as much as you can, mass up the spearmen, and then upgrade them to pikemen when you get to the next stage. Because he can't make knights right now. And he's not going to be able to upgrade his scouts. But it looks like he's going to be okay. He's going to have to come off of this. Because it's not going to take Acro long to come around here and look for villagers on farms to kill. And he's got to move him in. He's going to lose a villager or two from that. So Acro is at 44 villagers and Youpudding is at 42. Some of Youpudding's economy was not working though. And there's basically one fishing ship left on the map, which is kind of funny. There were so many. Alright, so we got Castle Age, and the first thing that Youpudding is doing with that is getting light cavalry. So it doesn't look like he's interested in making knights. He figures, I got enough spearmen, I can fight these knights. He's gonna get Bowsaw. And I don't see any town centers. I guess he's got a monastery up. Okay, there's another town center. So he's not going to do an all-in push. So we got a couple light cav back here looking for some damage. Not going to find it. First of all, not enough light cav, and second of all, there's just nothing going on back here. It seems like Acro's got all of his stuff over here, and when the wood ran out, pretty much over here, there's not a good wood line anymore over here. He's built another town center up here. It makes sense. Youpudding is getting the pikeman upgrade. He's got a lot of spearmen. He's fought off the Japanese knights. I don't think that Acro really has to do much here. I think he just has to boom up, not die. He's got 3 town centers compared to Youpudding's 2. Both players have basically given up on the middle. This dock has 10,000 HP. So Acro's got 1 fire ship working on it. And maybe the philosophy is, hey, you know, if he just lets it go down, maybe I can get back onto water if I'm not being challenged by fire ships. We've got this area right here that kind of shows ecological devastation. Fallen baobab trees. So these light cav are just being annoying. But I think overall this game has kind of transitioned into sort of a boom. Youpudding getting the 2nd armor on his cavalry now. That will really help his light cav run underneath town centers and slaughter villagers with reckless abandon. But they're tied in terms of economy. They're pretty close in terms of military, although Youpudding does have a big advantage. Acro's military is more efficient. I think it's knights and demolition ships. He's trying to get the pikemen to come out here and get blown up by the demo raft, but Youpudding isn't falling for it. He says, "Nope, I am wise to you, sir. I am not going anywhere over there." Siege Workshop coming down for Acro. That's an interesting choice. I guess he feels like, I don't want to be fighting these pikemen. But he can garrison his town center and shoot at the pikemen, and they should go down pretty fast. Yeah, there we go. So, I don't know what the Siege Workshop gets him, really. He wants to come out here and take the stone, but that is a very bad idea. There's light cav here. There's monks. Surely he will bail on this soon. It's kind of a costly oversight here. He's not paying attention. So he's getting raided somewhere else, and Youpudding is victorious. Acro calling the GG. I don't think it was GG. I don't think this one was GG. What do you guys think? Let me know. Let me know what you guys think. But they had 4 villager difference, you know, and at 60 villagers essentially. That is not GG. Japanese are the better civ on this map too. Youpudding going the 2 town center pressure versus 3 town centers. I guess that is something of a disadvantage. But if Youpudding is victorious and it's a best of 3, does that mean that we don't have a game 3? That's what I'm confused about. Let's go take a look. Maybe it's a play all 3. I'm not really sure. Well, oh well. We'll go and check it out. Maybe they played the last one just for fun. I don't know. So this is on Okavango. We got Acro17 versus Youpudding again, and Acro17 is playing as the Italians, and Youpudding is playing as the Goths. So I'm not really sure what this is. What is going on with this? Why would they be playing a third? Did I get the first game mixed up? Did Acro17 win the first game? I don't think so. Well, anyway, I'll cast it. I'll still cast it. It'll be fun to watch. I actually haven't seen any games on this map before. But this is supposed to represent some sort of large wetland or swamp area in Africa, I think. Nobody ever docks on this map. I've heard that this map should be dockable. But I've heard nobody ever docks. Just because there's no fish. No fish to take. It's all just wetlands. Lots of hills. So we'll see what happens. If you could dock, and if you could get a demolition ship on somebody's woodline, that could be pretty devastating. Looks like Youpudding has chosen this baobab stand for his lumber camp. I think that's a good place. It's in the back. It's up a hill. I imagine the walling situation on this map is very complex too. So why Italians though? I'm really struggling with this Italians pick. I'm not sure. Maybe this is the time where we see somebody go water on this map, just because Italians have a fantastic set of options for Navy. And maybe, despite the lack of fish, Acro17 will go Navy on this map. But Goths scare me. Here's why Goths scare me. How much stone is on this map? I guess there's a little bit of stone, right? But how many shallows? How hard is it to stone wall? I'd say this is a pretty hard map to stone wall. You've got shallows everywhere. There's muddy shallow here. There's traditional lily pad shallow here. There's these reed forest things on shallows. It's if Youpudding really wanted to, like, what's stopping a Goth Man-at-Arms push? You know, that's going to be so hard to stop on this map. I think that might be the plan. We'll see, though. We'll see. Maybe Acro feels like there's a... Oh, he's trying to mess with the boar lure, and he does. Wow. Kills a villager. That is unfortunate for Acro. He's a villager behind now. So let's see, what do we got? We've got militia. Is it just one? Okay, here's another one. And another one behind that. So 3 militia. So is it a Drush FC? He hasn't gone out to gold yet. Maybe he will. But you could do a Drush and distract Acro and keep Acro busy. I think Acro lost his scout. Acro calls the GG. He's done. So looks like 2 villagers behind. About a villager of idle time. So I'm not really sure exactly what happens. Maybe I need to recast the game. It was only 7.5 minutes long. But it looks like Youpudding will be going on to the round of 8. Doesn't look like I can adjust the score. But I'm trying. I thought about it. So there you guys go. I wish I'd seen what happened exactly. But he messed with his boar. I saw that. I'm not sure what else. Oh, you know what? Maybe Acro got a notification that this militia was attacking his junk, or maybe he saw these militia coming forward with his junk and then was concerned that they would be unstoppable. Or maybe he thought that Youpudding was on his way up to the feudal age, or he was about to get feudal age and get Man-at-Arms, and he was very nervous about the Man-at-Arms flooding his base. But again, not over. Not over. Acro was in a tough spot. He was definitely behind, but it was not over, in my opinion. But anyway, so that's the first of the round of 16 casts. I'm going to be doing more casts as they come in. I've committed to casting everything in the round of 16 up, just because I think that these will be more competitive games. The elos will be closer. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. And I will make a playlist, and I will see you in the next video. So thanks everybody for tuning in.